Colin Cowherd from The Herd with Colin Cowherd, talking about the Browns as a franchise and their approach to Deshaun Watson.
Apparently I'm getting feedback on the interweb. Colin, you don't respect the Browns. No, I don't. I don't. When I, as a talk show host, can say, yeah, Manziel, Baker's not going to work. Watson, I'd be very careful. Like, I get in the AFC. I understand. You look at Mahomes, you look at Burrow, you look at Allen, you look at Lamar. Like, I get Trevor Lawrence, Herbert. I get it. I get why you do that. But it's like, is it any coincidence it was Cleveland? And now we've got a tear. He's not playing. Maybe it's karma. Like, I just feel like if you'd have told me somebody guarantees 3 first-round picks and I had to guess, they would have been one of the 4 teams that would have gone after him. And it may work. And I think he is talented. But he had legal issues, a year and a half. These are pro. And I with Deshaun, he was always talented. I never disputed that. Wasn't one of my favorite quarterbacks. I didn't think he threw the prettiest ball, more of a playmaker. But this thing looks like an absolute mess. And I'm always cautious about situations like where the story changes every week. Like, I feel like every week I'm getting kind of a different story. Medically cleared to play, won't play. Doesn't it feel like somebody's kind of hiding something, sort of, kind of? The medical stuff changes every week. That just doesn't happen to the Packers and the Steelers and the Ravens.
Let's welcome in Tim Bielik from the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. Tim, before he talks about calling his shot, he was also one that said Ben Simmons was going to be the face of the NBA and that LeBron could fade into the back. So let's just make sure, if he's going to thump his chest about Manziel, I'm bringing up Ben Simmons.
And I was going to mention, what he said about the Packers also. I mean, the Packers are not very good this year. I mean, we're being honest about that. But I think what's hurt the Deshaun Watson thing more than anything else is the fact that he just hasn't played in the last month. I mean, he hadn't played since week 3. I know he played against the Colts, but that was 5 passes, and he clearly wasn't himself. So he's not healthy. I mean, we all can see it. Even like what the story's changing, or what they may feel like it's changing, because as Mary Kay Cabot, my colleague, reported, his shoulder apparently isn't healing as well as a lot of people thought it would, and the Browns and everybody else are ultimately at the mercy of Deshaun Watson's rotator cuff, and if that strain heals up, and until then you really can't put him out there until it's healed and until the strength gets back up, and it hasn't, and that's why he hasn't been out there. And what's hurt him, again, he's only really played 9 games since the trade. And the last one he played happened to be his best one. He obviously hadn't had a chance to really follow up on that game. Now, if he's healthy, plays well in the Ravens game, and if they lose a heartbreaker and they're still 4-3, maybe we're talking about a completely different story here. But the fact is, he hasn't been available for more than a month, and when you're not playing, and it's considered a smaller injury, there's questions about it. But it's not just the scope of the injury, it's where the injury is, and that it directly impacts his ability to throw the football.
Yeah, without question. And it's typically a baseball injury, which is another reason you really don't know how that's going to heal.